Hey there, Aquarius. I'm here with a weekly reading. Welcome back to the channel. So we're just going to go ahead and get a message from Spirit. I'm going to pull out a bunch of oracle cards. We'll get an overall message. I'll throw down tarot. We're going to be using Sun and Moon Tarot by Vanessa DeCourt today. I will clarify all of that, okay? And I guess I'm going to use the Fountain Tarot for that. And then at the end, if you'll hang with me, Aquarius, we're going to be reading out of the book. We'll ask Spirit for some guidance for the week from a yogic path, okay? So, without further ado, I hope everybody is doing well this week. Yep, we are right on the heels of Mercury retrograde, right? We've got another huge eclipse coming up here in about another week from now, 8 days from now. So spirits, guides, and angels, what is the overall energy message for the sign of Aquarius? What would you like me to tell Aquarius today for their highest good and the highest good of everyone, please? What is the message for Aquarius? Okay. We're just going to keep going. So that was the Lemurian Star Child Oracle. We're going to get one also from the Shaman's Dream Oracle. Spirits, what from the Shaman's Dream? For the Aquarian Collective, what would you like to tell Aquarius this week? Ooh. Okay. I guess I had those upside down, but I'm not going to take them upside down because I don't think that that's what needs to be done. All right, and then we've got a magical herb oracle. What for the sign of Aquarius, please? Woo! That just popped right out. Did you see that? Okay, we're going to get from the Fairies. Oracle of the Fairies by Karen K. Okay, that was fast too. Boy, they just pop right out, y'all. Okay, and then we're going to get from Wisdom of the Oracle. What for the Aquarian Collective? What would you like Aquarius to know? Okay. We got two. We're going to take two. We got Breathe and a Leg Up. So let's take a look and see what we got. First of all, we got light language. Universal language of oneness, of love. Listen with your heart. We got the Fool's Embrace, transmuting pain. We got Harmony, which is card 25. Hawthorn is the herb associated with harmony. From the Fairies, we got Find Balance. Find balance between work, rest, and playtime, and you will have more energy, harmony, and productivity in your life. Take a power nap. We got Breathe, which clearly is about literally like doing yoga or meditation of some kind, following the breath. I don't know for any of you out there who maybe have heard of or do breath work. That's also extremely beneficial. But at the very least, I think that when we get quiet, right, when we get into our spiritual practice of breathing, we're able to find a balance. We're able to transmute pain. Look at this on card 22. You see the character is really embracing their shadow. They're really facing it. They're the Fool's Embrace, really taking the time out, not to push it away, but to embrace it. Because, I mean, it's just part of the journey, right? And somewhere in the midst of all of this balance, you find harmony. So there's so much here. And then, of course, we got a Leg Up, which talks about You know, I feel like this is spirit that's coming in to sort of give you a little bit of a boost at this time, to sort of carry you through all of this, you know, just because we are in that energy of retrograde season that's starting to come up now with Pluto retrograde, Mercury retrograde. We're in the eclipse season, and it's pretty heavy energy for a lot of people, Aquarius. And so I feel like the Lemurian collective is kind of saying, listen, we've got to find some space in our heart, right? We've got to sort of drop our energy down into that heart center in order to get ourselves on a new trajectory, in order to sort of transmute the pain, right? We've got to be able to face it. And, you know, of course, we have help, we have assistance, right? So depending on how much energy you want to put into all of that, of course, is going to determine what you're able, the ground you're able to cover in this time. It's just like anything though, right? Energy in, energy out. It's just as above, so below, all of that. I don't need to go on and on about it, but I feel like out of all these cards, card 22 maybe I'm going to take a quick peek at here in the book, because I'm feeling like maybe there's something in here that might be helpful to somebody out there. The pain of life is sometimes unbearable. When we're in it, we think that pain, that loss, and betrayal will always be woven through our continuity of existence. We're kept hostage by the way we identify with the pain and what we make it mean. If we let it, it becomes etched into us like a tattoo. No matter where on the spectrum of pain you might find yourself now, whether it's mild disappointment or a searing loss, it's time to make peace with it. Befriend it rather than resist it. Run from it or judge it as bad or unfair or hostile. Can you see the gift that is here? Surrender to the fool's embrace, allowing the truth to envelop you in love and compassion. What if you could learn something amazing from this? What is truly yours will not pass you by. Something better and perfect for you is waiting elsewhere. If you could come to terms with the liberation and freedom inherent in loss, your broken heart might open you up to a greater sense of humanity and compassion. As in the narrative of tarot, the fool will be at the beginning of your life's adventure, and at the end, when you've integrated all the wisdom you've accumulated along the journey, he will never let you down or lie to you. He will, however, teach you how to revel in both the beauty and desperation of life. Both and this and that will always be true. So, yeah, I really feel like this is, for whoever this may be hitting with, this is really going to be a huge gain at the end of this journey, at the end of this process. As the year kind of moves on in 2022, there is going to be a balance. I feel like there is going to be a balance that's struck, you know, as we're able to sort of work through some of these old stories and so forth. And again, as always, you know, I feel like these two are related, you know, like taking the time to check in every day and get quiet is going to be your leg up. It is going to assist you in getting to that harmonious, balanced place. So let's pull tarot and find out what the tarot message is for the week. Spirits, guides, and angels, if we could get a tarot message for the sign of Aquarius, what would you like Aquarius to know at this time? Let me see if I can use the table over here. What is the message for Aquarius at this time, spirits? What's the message for Aquarius? Yeah, you've got a Tower, right? So I do feel like for some of you, it's possible that you're in the middle of something major changing in your life. Okay, so we had the Tower, and then we had the Five of Pentacles, and then we had Death and Rebirth. I don't know, I think the Hanged Man came out next. And then we had the Nine of Wands, and we had the Princess of Swords. So that's some pretty strong energy, Aquarius. And at the bottom, we've got the Four of Wands and the Eight of Wands. So I feel like there is a completion, and it's coming in really, really fast, right? A lot of fire energy. What's underneath the Eight of Wands and the Queen of Wands? So obviously there's some kind of tower that's coming down. I do feel like it's related to this Five of Pentacles. And so here's the thing. I feel like this is the kind of tower that you really want, though, in the long run, Aquarius, because the Five of Pentacles is that really terrible place where we just feel really iced out, and we just feel really worried, and we just feel really, you know, I mean, just icky, you know, and unloved and unworthy and all the uns, right? And so I just feel like this change, this death and rebirth is coming in order to allow all of this pain to sort of come to the surface. All of these old stories, right, and old attitudes, like things that honestly sometimes we don't even always pay attention to. Like, do you ever all of a sudden like have a memory come back from, I don't know, like 10 years ago or something, like, right? And you like, you never had thought twice about it, but all of a sudden one day it comes up, and when you sit with it and you actually look at it, right, and you actually embrace it and you really feel it, and you feel that like in your heart center, right, and it like, and you're just like, oh my gosh, that is a really painful feeling that I'm like, and I hadn't thought about this thing, this old story or this old occurrence or what have you, maybe an old relationship, doesn't matter, but it just could be like somebody said something really cutting to you, right, a long time ago, and you sort of buried it. You never really gave it much thought, or you just tried to like gloss over it and like, oh, whatever, you know, that person said something that was really, really mean. It's like, that's what this is about, this energy right now, this time. It's like allowing all of that stuff to come up, to be felt, like to acknowledge it. Like, you know what, that painful thing, it really happened, you know, that happened. That person betrayed me, right? That relationship, that dynamic, work situation, family situation, partnership, what have you, right? And it's like, you don't have to, this isn't like a process where you have to sit and, you know, like relive all that stuff, but you do have to acknowledge it, right? On some level, like you do have to face it, and say, you know, okay, like I do remember that. And but my intention is that I don't want that to inform like how I move forward. This is an opportunity for me to really come into a better balance, a better harmony, right? It's time to allow those stories and those fundamental, foundational crises and, you know, traumas to die, right? To die, to burn away. You've been through the fire, and it's time to rise out of the ashes, you know, and looking at things from a different perspective, the wounded warrior does persevere, right? And the reminder is, it's time to let down the guard. It's time to let down the guard so that all of this can rise out of you. All of these old pains can bubble up or can rise up like steam, right? It's like you allow them to see the light of day. You put down the defenses so that you can breathe into them, so that you can transmute them, you can embrace them, you can send love to them. You see here the Princess of Swords as your final card. You know, she has her sword of truth, right? She's willing to look at things, right? When you put down your wands, you put down your wands and you pick up your sword of truth and you say, you know, I'm ready to begin again, to face the truth, to cut out things that are no longer serving me, to open up a new path, to build a new foundation, right? I'm willing to look at these things, maybe for the first time really ever, to acknowledge, you know, that who you're becoming, the love that's in your heart that wants to shine through, that wants to be born, right, into the new experience of like who you truly are. It's like going back to school. So there's great value in this process coming to a completion, moving very, very quickly. And into the Queen of Wands, you know, waving her wand in the air, looking at the things in the darkness and the shadows, right, that maybe used to be super scary, right, that you have held it down and held at bay and not allowed anybody else to know. It's like extinguishing the guilt and the shame. It's like looking fear right in the face and deciding to do it anyways. Using the circumstances that life is putting you in to take and to use for your own advantage. It's a leg up. It's the universe actually helping you to, like, for once and for all, right? Like, be done with all of that. I'm going to clarify. Spirits, guides, and angels, let's get some clarification for Aquarius. What do you want to tell them about this Tower? You've got the Queen of Coins, right? The Queen of Pentacles, any queen, right? That's a divine feminine. That's a feminine who understands her value and her worth, who is very balanced, certainly. Queens are always balanced, right? That understands her place and what she has to give and be in this world. She understands who she is, right? This is a queen of value. She's not afraid to give or to receive love. She's very nurturing. She's very honest. She's very forthright. She's high value. She doesn't allow people to trample over her. She doesn't hold on to any sort of like shame or like self-loathing or anything like that. Yep, and there's your Eight of Wands, repeating card. This is a sudden tower. It's fast moving. It's now for anybody who's in or about to enter something, a dark night of the soul, perhaps something of that nature. But there's the Empress, right? So you're very quickly coming into a time where something new wants to come forth and be birthed. Something in your world wants to be healed. Four of Swords and the Page of Coins, right? So that you can have a new opportunity, right? To begin anew. Something that's going to bring you, again, it's all about this Pentacles, right? It's about getting you on a trajectory, on a pathway that's going to be very abundant for you. So in every area of your life, right? So it's about getting clear of these lack mindsets. So, and again, a lot of this can just be those old, you know, stories and attitudes where we have not maybe set ourselves up for the expectation or the deservingness, right? It's like we're stepping now, Aquarius, into this new energy where you're going to learn, like the student, how to go on this new journey where transmuting, right? That means where the old stories no longer cause you pain because you purge them permanently. There's a force that comes in that allows you to see yourself through the eyes of the Creator as the love of the universe, right? There's something major that comes in to reform your whole entire life, as uncomfortable as that might be. The way that if you're a feminine who has given birth, you know the pain of childbirth. It's extremely uncomfortable. The gestation, the 9 months, right? That you work on growing this child inside of you, and then, you know, the actual process of actually giving birth. But you know as well as I do that at the end of that process, you become this whole new persona. You become this whole new person. You become a mother, right? So if you want to put it on par with that process, this is the energy this week, Aquarius, that the universe is kind of throwing at you. Let's talk about the Five of Pentacles. What do we need to know about the Five of Pentacles? So we've got the Devil. And we've got the Ace of Cups. So certainly this is about getting to a new place for you, releasing those old devils, right? Transmuting so that you can come into a new love. It's like the universe wants to show you how lovely you are after you transmute and release those attachments, those whatever they are that have kept you stuck. It's this renewal of emotional energy, and it can come in the form of a new opportunity for something very blessed and very beautiful, right? But there's something first that has kept you out of the self-love. It's kept you out of your ability to give and receive this love, right? That needs to be released. So if this is a physical union, a partnership, right on down to a memory, okay? But obviously it's something that's been with you for a really long time. Again, it's informed your identity, and this is what is up for renewal right now. This is going to put you on a path to where you know, and this could obviously, like, the whole thing, right? We all know what the devil is. I mean, it can be toxic relationships, it can be drug addiction, it can be, right, like alcoholism, it can be any kind of addiction, any gambling, what have you. But it can also just be the way that we put ourselves down and the way that we speak, right? The way that we speak to the universe. Like, we don't even give ourselves the credit for being a divine, beautiful person, the way that God, the creator, sees you, right? This is the love of the creator, that you're being called to embrace your own pain so that you can step into who you actually are, this beautiful empress, right? So that you can start fresh, you can start new. There's a death and rebirth that has to come in first. So let's get some clarification. Yeah, and don't forget, you know, with that, you get this 10 of coins. So the rebirth, the renewal, it affects you in every area of your life. When we talk about abundance, it's not just money, though. It will end up impacting your money, your coin, your earning capacity, you know, and all of the other things that you're going to attract and bring into your life. But it's your own self-worth, you know what I mean? Like, this is all about your self-worth. And the Seven of Swords and the Six of Wands, it's like removing the false masks, right? It's like the things that we hide from ourselves. I'm telling you, I feel very strongly in this context of this reading, it's about removing the false masks, right? It's like, here's one, right, where we walk into a room and everybody's like, oh, hey, how's it going? And you're like, oh, I'm great. And inside you're dying, right? And it's like you go to work and you maybe, like, you're the boss or like somebody people like really look to for leadership, and like inside you feel like this false person, like if people only knew like my experience or the negative things that I tell myself all day, right? And it's like having victory over that. Six of Wands, it's like gaining mastery over that after you truly look at what it is square in the face and you start to offer love to yourself every day. It's literally like looking in the mirror every day and saying, you know, I really love you. You're beautiful. Like, you're worthy. You're beautiful. You're a wonderful person. You deserve to be loved. You deserve to live in a wonderful home. You deserve to have wonderful relationships. Right? Anything that you've done in the past, there's nothing that the universe, that God would not forgive you for. There is no need for forgiveness. You've done your best. And if you haven't done your best, you can start to do your best, and no one is going to hold it against you. It's perfectly okay, right? It's literally transitioning out of the stuck energy, the stuck place where for once you're really tuning into your heart. You're really dropping down into your heart. And you're really releasing, you know, the past. The past is the past. It didn't work out. That's okay. Like, there's victory over that. You have victory over that. You're coming into a new cycle. This is a new opportunity to release all of that, to face it and to release it, right? So then we have the Hanged Man. Spirit, what about the Hanged Man? Seeing yourself in a new way. I mean, isn't that what the Hanged Man is? Yeah, Five of Swords. I mean, it's like telling your ego to be quiet. You know what? I'm not going to let you talk to me like that anymore, monkey mind. I'm not going to allow you to remind me of like all the old things and to like try to bring me down and to try to keep me held back, right? It's like you telling yourself to go sit down. There's the Tower again. You've got the Five of Coins, the Five of Swords. All this stuff wants to be purged and released, and the Hanged Man again. Okay, y'all, I can't. These are just repeating cards. We've got the Tower twice. We've got the Hanged Man twice. Okay? And we've got the Five of Coins and the Five of Swords. Okay? And the Five of Pentacles is the Five of Coins. I can't make this up. This is the story. Okay? The Tower's coming down. Okay? 5-5. The change is imminent. Okay? The universe is not going to allow you to continue on in any situation that's just not for you. And sometimes we need help, right? Like sometimes we need the universe to throw a tower. I've been in that situation personally. I can tell you that last year I knew a tower was coming because I had dreams and visions about the tower that was coming. And I asked the universe to help me with it because I couldn't do it alone. I couldn't do it on my own. It was impossible to make these changes without this, right? Without this. You have guides. You have guidance all around you. You do. You do. All you need to do is ask your guides and your angels for help. I'm telling you, they will help you. They will help you with this strong energy right here. Let's talk about this Nine of Wands. Don't be scared of the Tower because it doesn't have to be scary. In fact, a tower can be quite beautiful, if you ask me. You just realize that it's time. It's time for the change. It's time for the purge. You've got the Nine of Coins, so that's beautiful, right? Because, and the Two of Coins, and the Star. You guys, this is you making the decision. Again, to follow your destiny, to follow your star. This is being divinely guided. The universe wants you to be abundant. It wants you to step into Empress energy, okay? It wants balance. It wants harmony for you, okay? It wants this harmony, right? The infinity, okay? The lemniscate, or however you say that word. And you're well on your way, all right, through this process. This is where you're going. And then finally, you've got this Princess of Swords, the Lovers. Oh my gosh. You've got the Lovers and the Eight of Swords. So it is coming into mental. This is all mind. This is all the mind stuff, right? This is all the remnants from the devil that is being purged, right? In the death and the rebirth, and is coming into the harmony with the Lovers, okay? This is the balance that comes into play. Now, does this mean perhaps that a few Aquarius out there may be drawing in like a twin flame type of a thing? Sure, absolutely, could be. No doubt about it. But this Princess of Swords is all about learning how to manage. Okay, manage the mindsets, manage the mental patterns. right? To get yourself clear. To get yourself clear, right? So that you can step into this harmonized version of yourself, Aquarius. I mean, honestly. And then what's at the bottom? Yeah, you've got strength. You've got Seven of Cups. Lots of opportunities that are going to be coming in for you. And the Knight of Swords, right? So all you need to do is be willing and be open to participate in it. Look, you don't have to. You know, if you're still listening to this reading at this point, for the one or two of you that maybe do, this message is for you, okay? But this is the energy that Spirit wanted me to give to y'all. So now I'm going to, from a yogic path, we're going to get a blessing from Spirit. Spirit, what would you like me to read to the Aquarian Collective, whoever is listening to this message? What would you like them to know from a yogic path? Whoa. Okay. Niyamas. Niyamas. Okay, so that's what it looks like. I'm going to get the book out and we will find what page that's on, page 65. And we will go ahead and read from it. Laws of personal observance. You're beginning to reap the rewards of the inner transformational work you've done. This is just the beginning of a lifelong practice of personal observance. Tune into what your soul needs at this moment. Are there toxins in your body and mind that need purity? Are you experiencing contentment for all the blessings you've been given? Are you using your disciplined energy to take you towards your dharma or divine purpose? Continue the practice of self-study. There's always more that you'll find when you open yourself up to the pathway to your true spirit. Take some extra time for yourself each day to practice the celebration and contemplation of spirit. This is the time to go within. The answer to your question lies inside of yourself. By turning inward and doing the internal work, everything around you will shift. Okay? When you make yourself your project, you'll experience the celebration of the spiritual. So, good advice. That is your reading, Aquarius. I hope it helps somebody out there. Like and subscribe to the channel if you would, and I will see you guys on the next one, okay? Take care.